Hello. It's been probably the shortest time since I'm doing videos, depending on when I upload this. And it's been for a while. Guess I have the time. Not that I've been using it the best, but one of the things that God is teaching me, and I'm allowing myself to try and discern what's grace for being an extraordinary time, an unusual, one of a once, and I hope it never happens again while I'm still here time. Oh, this is exhausting. Which is weird because you would think that a person who likes to spend a lot of time by themselves would be great with this kind of forced isolation, but I guess it's the forced part, and that a lot of my friends are not avid isolation people on a normal basis. And I'm not really, I think what I am lacking, I generally have, compassion and encouragement and some level of seeking to understand or being willing to try and understand. But what I'm lacking, and through, no fault of my own, because life just, the ways that things are how it went before this, I'm not losing a lot. I'm not gaining anything. I guess it's almost sum zero. I mean, sure, not having sports to watch is a luxury. Lost, it's not a necessity. People are losing jobs, they're losing livelihoods, they're rearranging their schedules. I haven't really had, I mean, a little bit now, as it gets more, forced isolation-y. Uh, it'll probably add more. This is affecting everyone. Certainly anyone watching this video. I don't know a lot of people that this wouldn't affect, and I certainly don't know any of them personally. So, this is affecting everyone to some degree. I'm not losing a lot though. There's a lot of businesses that are closing. I wasn't working anywhere. A lot of schools that are closing, switching to online, or just having to find a workaround. But I wasn't in school. And so I guess what I'm missing is the incentive that there'll be a lot of people will have to push through this. There are a lot of, I know you see a lot of fear, intentional or unintentional, whatever the case may be. That's not for this channel. Uh, but there's hope, and there's a lot of determined, driven people out there who are going to have bad days, who are having bad days, that are losing their jobs, they're losing their access to things that they needed that are now not considered necessary, or interactions that they lived with that they can't go on with for the time being. And they're driven, and they're real focusing, and they're seeking, and they're trying to find purpose in this season because it's there. And when this is gone, when we've overcome this, when we've pushed through this, when we get to the other side of this tunnel, of this valley, of this season, it's going to be worth all the reorienting and its pauses. And yeah, there's a lot of heartache, and there's a lot of hurt, and there's a lot of loss, physical things, personal things. People are going to lose friends or loved ones, or people in their circles are going to lose friends or loved ones. And there's going to be grieving, and there's going to be joy, both, when this is over. Because we are not leaving this thing unchanged. We think we feel the change now when we're going into it. Life always adjusts when you go into a valley. That's what makes it a valley. But when you come out the other side, you're not the same person you were when you entered it. Not you don't you don't and generally shouldn't keep a lot of the things perhaps that you adjusted to when you realize, oh, well, you're going through another bad time again. All these bad habits are trying to eat themselves back into my life in this season or whatever. But no one is ever the same person when they get out of the valley as they are when they go into it. Even those like me who aren't drastically affected by it, no one is going to be the same. What we do at that time is important, and there are a lot of videos and a lot of ideas, and I'm sure if your social media isn't still full of politics or missing sports or this different challenges, you're seeing people post videos and ideas and some, and each person, each group, each whatever, different things will work for different people. It's good to see so many people reading more. Reading is important. It's vital. Reading is essential. That's why we consider learning how to read such an essential part of growing as a child and as an individual. Exercising. We get so sedentary with all the fast food and instant everything. Not having as much of that might alter schedules for people being able to go out to do the working out, but it's not stopping people. People are still going for walks, and people are still finding reorganizing rooms in their abodes and working out in them, or whatever the case may be. People, we are resilient. We're never going to face anything quite like this. We know that. It's weird almost, it's strange to me at least, to experience history, know that it's history while we are living in it. Like, we usually, when it comes to things that are historical, they're not really history until on the other side of it. But we know it's history now. It's ours. It's going to be part of what people will talk about 10, 15, 20 years from now, Lord willing. What are we doing with it? You're not alone. It's hard. It's really difficult to see purpose when you're in pain or when you're in disarray, when you have old habits. Since so many people are being more sedentary, more or less, yes, schools have adjusted online. Yes, a lot of people that are able to keep jobs have had to reorient them and work from home and balance it with families and all the things. But it gets real easy with fewer escapes, I suppose. That other ones pop up. There's always something that'll take your attention. There's always something that'll take your time. There's always something that'll vying for it. And yeah, certainly a lot fewer things for the time being. But what are you doing in the meantime? What habits are you forming or reforming? What things need to be changed? Do you need to read more? Do you need to pray more? Churches are going online too. I mean, a lot of them have more or less done a mixture of both for years now, but now that everyone's having to be home, there's more and more places, more and more churches, there's sermons and Bible studies and simply pastors just talking to people. There's encouragement out there, there's resources, there's music. People are still making music. In fact, if this is up Friday, I think Run Collective is like just dropping another album, and there's people are creating, they're using this time to find themselves again, find themselves more, find what God is doing in their lives, giving themselves a chance to take the step back. I mean, sometimes we have to take the step back ourselves, and sometimes that step is pushed back against us, and this is one of the latter, and we need to take advantage of it. I need to take advantage of it. I'm not very good at self-inventory, at least honestly, because it's either, brief and then I move on from it, or it's completely negative and skewed based on things that aren't even generally true. The middle ground is hard to find, and this has been helpful for that. But I'm not alone, and I know I'm not alone because I talk to people, and I see interactions that people have, and I know that people are out there trying to just answer questions that they've tried to push off, perhaps, or maybe they didn't even realize they needed to. Questions that they didn't even realize they needed to answer because they didn't even think of the question until now. Now that things are slowed down and they've been able to take that step back. This could go 1,000 different ways for 1,000 different people. But what is it for you? What is it for me? What is it for the friends in your life, the family, the relationships you want or have or need to get out of or want to reassess, or the job situation? Do you want to continue? Do you want to be able to find, if you've lost it, do you want to go back to that field? Do you need to take a step back and see if that's the direction you're going? If you're at it, do you need to take a step back and make sure that it's going to worth sticking this out with? Is this the career path you want to go on? You know what the questions are for you. I don't. I don't even generally know who watches my videos. So, God knows and you know. So what questions are you facing? That's for you to face. Sometime, and if you have people in your life that you're willing to share these questions with, by all means, it's helpful to have someone in your corner who knows you and has stayed with you for however long a period of time that is, in whatever capacity that may be. If you don't, God is always there. He doesn't always immediately answer your question. He doesn't always answer the way you want it to. And even if you know that he's there, he feels a million miles away. But he's there. He's in control. He gives you another day and another day and another hour and another minute. There's a purpose for all of this. Even if you have no idea what it is. Well, what questions is God bringing before you, or are you bringing before God that you need to wrestle with? Exercise, drink lots of water, don't forget to eat every day. That's important. Shower, take care of yourself, see the sunlight. Find people to talk to even if you can't see them in person. You're not alone. We're not alone. God's got us. We'll all be on the other side glad we've pushed through it. Until next time, stay focused and keep going.